5, 4, 3, 2, talking cat. Here we go.
We were just told about Duffy.
We were inside and we heard a car slam on its brakes. We found him. The vet has made him comfortable, but
We put him in my room.
Do you mind?
no.
He's a good cat.
Yeah, he is.
Hello, welcome to the worst movie ever made, an experiment with a movie podcast designed with one thing in mind, to find the worst movie ever made. I think we found it. I'm your host, Chris Hockman. I'm joined by 3 co-hosts and fellow mad scientists, Bob Hassick, Dave Hassick, and Rob Scucci. I went in the wrong order. Hey guys, how are you? And tell me why, Dave, are we doing a talking cat?
Because it's amazing. I'm so happy to bring this to you guys.
It is absolutely amazing.
I describe this as we have Neil Breen at home.
Yes.
I did read that. That was hilarious.
Yeah. So should we just get into the description? Who's describing it? Bob or Dave here?
We got to mix up.
I'm alliterating, and then Dave will be describing.
I dig it. Okay, here we go.
Hey, Bob. What are you doing over there? You know, it's time to explain the movie, right? You got to give us the best explanation. Bob?
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. I must have missed some of that. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
If there's a delay, I might actually finally do it. All right, continue.
All right, so this is a talking cat alliteration. Here we go.
All right.
A close to catatonic cat continuously yet cautiously converses, communicates, and confers with cringy characters who collide concurrently, causing catastrophe, then confusion, then a crappy conclusion.
I've got serious lag, so you guys repeat that whole thing for me, Bob, a little slower.
No.
Yeah,
I'll email it to you.
That's what it is. It's wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I'll email it
this week.
All right, sounds good. All right, cool.
All right, hey, why don't we explain the movie, Dave?
Yeah.
Here's the explanation. There's magic in nature. A talking cat named Duffy emerges from the woods when people need help. The cat can talk, but only one time per person. He doesn't make the rules. The first humans we meet are Phil, an IT wizard who just retired from his tech company, and his teenage son Chris, a whiny English tutor who secretly cannot swim. Phil finds himself bored and aimless after one day of retirement. Down the street live the other humans. Susan, the caterer, lives with her teenage kids, Trent and Tina, who hate each other. Tina has a head for business, and Trent apparently has imagination, but no self-esteem. He can swim. By speaking to each of them at the right time, Duffy the cat sets in motion the resolution of everyone's problems. Phil and Susan bond over Humphrey Bogart and cheese puffs. Trent's self-esteem is repaired. Tina gets a jump start with her fashion app business. Trent teaches Chris to swim, and Chris uses the fashion app and the swim lesson to woo Fran, a girl who already likes him. In the dramatic third act, Duffy gets run over by a car. Everyone goes for a short walk to easily find his magic collar in the woods. They put it on him, and he's cured. The end?
Oh my God!
Oh,
so good.
Yeah, that's the long and the short of it.
Oh my God! Yes, accurate.
Fantastic.
So that's a movie we're reviewing now. You know, and you've gotten a sense for how we feel about it, I'm sure, with all this laughter. But you know what I'd like to hear is America's opinion of it. Let's go to the best YouTube comment.
Yeah. All right.
Your brains will be squirting out in your ears.
YouTube. It's kind of cute. I'm not going to lie and say that it's great. but it has its fluffy moments. And then there's like a little jack-o'-lantern emoji, and then like a red heart emoji. And this is on the on the free with ads version on YouTube.
Okay, based on the fact that he said there is a pumpkin emoji, I'm going to say Rob did not write this one.
I did not.
Yeah.
Right, because I might have been Dave, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fluffy.
Could have been.
Definitely a fluffy movie. Full of fluff. Let's throw it to test number 1. Ain't that a pitch? And we've all got one for you.
We're not cable guys. We're linemen.
I told you I'm a lineman now. A lineman's the you want around if you feel like the world's coming to an end.
Told you I'm a lineman now.
So you're a lineman.
For being a lineman.
He's not some boy.
Well, then what is he?
He's a lineman. So you're a lineman. Like you.
Ain't that a pig count?
All right, so I decided to forego my pitch because, Dave, you have a pitch you brought in this week, right?
I do, yes.
All right, so I'm just going to sit out on this one, and I'm just going to score it.
Rob, there can be no very basic error that would keep the music out of those clips, but the words in, right? Because like I heard every word of that bumper very clearly, but I didn't hear any music at all.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if that's it. It feels like a theme for all.
Hopefully
all the bumpers have been
on my end. Yeah.
It's your PC.
If I had to plug them manually at the end, I will plug them manually.
Oh God, I hope not, because he's already teetering. So who goes first?
Oh shoot! Did I go first last time, or was that you, Chris?
Bob, you went first because you were very proud of your limerick before you said it.
Yeah, you were.
Oh right,
so,
right.
Yeah.
You pulled your shot like Babe Ruth. You pointed to the outfield.
He did.
So
and he
that means it's Dave, Chris, me.
Yeah.
Okay,
I like
cool.
it.
I will defer to Rob's excellent judgment and great intellect.
Oh yeah, I guess it's Rob's decision.
Phil's retirement had him quite down. To his son, he was kind of a clown. Then along came a cat who helped fix this and that. And now Chris, his lame son, shouldn't drown.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? That was to the point, and it summed up all of the important in the movie, in my opinion. Mine's a little different. I'll admit. There once was a cult leader named Phil, who got his followers to swallow a yellow pill. If they huff enough cat piss, they will see that his cat is a god, and they'll follow his will.
All right.
I think that's what's happening. Yeah, I think it's Manos, only based on the cat.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Boy, these are all different.
Nice.
All right. Believing in a talking cat takes some serious belief suspension, and those that hear the cat might soon experience an intervention. A weak story and bad writing make this a snore, with continuity errors galore, and Chris and Trent had some crazy homoerotic tension.
Yeah, they did. Right. I think it was Chris.
I'm gonna go Bob. I'm gonna go Bob 4.5.
I sold it.
Well, I think Rob has the final say here. Right? I mean, he's the one that didn't do it, so he's the only unbiased character here.
Yeah.
So.
I said Bob 4.5, but you guys feel free to weigh in. Because the homoeroticism it needs to be touched on, and it needs to be for posterity needs to be like added to the minutes here.
Yeah, I mean,
Bob should be -1 on his meter in his limerick.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true. The emotometer there was kind of a flaccid.
We always kind of stretch the meter on the limericks though, because we just want to get our yucks in. So I'm not very objective on that front.
We stretch the meter because we want to get our yucks in. There's some other homoerotic joke in there.
We gotta get Chris to bed. Enough of this.
Yeah. Chris gotta go night. All right. So why don't we just say Bob got a 4.5, and then we'll compare it to whatever the result was from our current season champion. Who knows?
This delay was no one's fault but Chris's.
What does that mean? I sent Rob's Discord a bunch of updates to do. All right, let's throw it to test number 2. This is defensive.
Us wrong and
Offensive. Is the music coming through or no?
Nah, not really.
No.
That's so weird. Okay.
But you can hear
like
it, so I bet it's working.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's your PC that matters. So like if it's like going through on your end, it probably does.
It wouldn't be a show. It wouldn't be a worst movie ever made, which you could find at www.theworstmovieevermade without an onslaught, a deluge, a torrent of technical difficulties. So it's keeping the tradition alive.
I think I figured it out.
What?
If you look at Chris's window when he's not talking, it still says he's talking because his air conditioner is making noise. So what we're hearing is just the battle of sounds, but it's coming through on the recording perfectly. No, it doesn't affect the recording. It only affects our ears.
Turn it off, sweat, you little piggy.
Hey, listen, I'd rather sweat and hear the bumpers than not eat because this is the last chance I have.
Okay,
so,
that's true.
All right, hey, top 5 most offensive shit in this movie. But listen, this movie was surprisingly fucking offensive for a family film. So if you guys have anything you want to throw in, please help yourself. Let's start with number
5.
Home kitchen caterer can't cater without kid labor.
Yeah.
True.
First of all, her catering company's name was very laughable. I wish I wrote it down. It was like Susan's Kitchen Surprises plus catering, or like it was like way too long, and the mouthfeel was all wrong for a catering company. But secondly, she's catering out of her own kitchen, and she's using her children to help her make the only thing that she makes. Cheese puffs.
I've got a counterpoint though. If you register as a family-run business, you could use child labor. Granted, they're your own children, and you don't have to pay unemployment because if you lay them off and don't give them a severance, they're just going to kill you. Counterpoint: you could commercially cook out of your kitchen, but you can't have a pet.
Yes,
that's part of you have to have an inspection, and you could get your home kitchen up to code, which she didn't.
Yeah, zoning needs to come out and make sure it's not a fucking fire hazard. You need to have, you need to be a food serve safe manager. You need to have the correct kitchen equipment. You can't just have like none of that. Like it has to be legit, and she's not like that. She's got a cat roaming next to the cheese puffs.
Yeah,
we know that at least. Yeah,
Susan's Pantry Country Catering.
Susan's Pantry Country
Catering. Nice.
Gross.
It's delicious.
All right, so don't have your kids cook your cheese puffs while you're like making multiple trips to the location. Yeah, in my opinion. Number 4. Ignoring your offspring's alarming audio hallucinations. Susan has both children tell her that they're watching and listening to a cat talk. And Tina's was especially egregious because she is like, hey, Mom, the cat was talking to me. And she's like, I really need to nail these clients. And she's like, Mom, the cat was talking to me. And she's like, I just got to get 30 more cheese puffs.
Was it talking about our cheese puff quota, you fucking bitch?
Yeah. You shut the fuck up. I'm calculating.
5 across the eyes.
Yeah, so her daughter's in the middle of a mental breakdown, and she's like, worried about with the X's and O's on the catering plan. All right, let's throw it to number 3. This is a clip, second of the day. This one's called Type Stuff.
The Sim shindig went well?
Yeah. They're such nice people. Why don't you think about asking them for an internship?
They make toys, barf.
Wow. When did you become so jaded?
I'm not jaded, I just know what I want. Unlike some people.
I heard that.
Of course you did.
What about you, Trent?
What about me?
Why don't I ask the Sims about an internship for you?
How much does it pay?
I don't know.
Goofus.
No, you're the goofus, actually.
Besides, toys and stuff is for people with imaginations and creative type stuff.
You don't have any.
I'm gonna fix that loose fence.
Thanks, sweetheart. I always feel like I'm gonna fall right through it.
Suck up.
That's me.
Why is his sister so relentlessly bitchy to him?
It's probably on the rag.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Mean, yeah.
Unless she says barf.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one in a while.
Yeah. Dude, it's a toy company. Barf.
Barf. The mom says you're the goofus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind
Better have it.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess. And then the mom says something that I thought about clipping for worst dialogue, and that's like, "Oh, thank God, Trent, you're gonna fix the fence. I'm about to fall through it."
Yeah.
It's like, what are you leaning on the part that you know is structurally unsound? Because why are you doing that? Why? I mean, I don't remember the last time I leaned on my fence.
Yeah.
Never mind the rickety part.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty weird too. I don't know, but she's going after her brother there a lot because she's a twat.
Yeah.
Let's start to number 2. Psycho Susan's raw dog removal and hotel pan handoff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean when she reaches into the oven barehanded?
Yeah.
And she's fine, and then she hands it off, and he drops it because it's fucking 450 degrees potentially.
I mean, I know it's aluminum, so it's cooling off like kind of quickly, but she goes right into the oven and just grabs the whole fucking thing with her bare hands. Has literally no reaction to the heat. Yeah. She like seems to have no reaction whatsoever. Hands it to Phil, who immediately drops it because it came just out of the oven, and she's really mad at him for ruining the cheese puffs.
Yeah,
there was a lid on that too. How bad could you ruin?
Yeah,
them?
there was. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely containing the heat. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think Phil gets her back with our number 1.
And what have we here?
This is programmer's pile of pilfered puffs.
Oh.
Okay, so
yeah.
What the fuck was this? He convinces the daughter of a stranger to come over to his house
with 2 ovens,
and she's hot.
Yeah.
And the daughter goes against her mother's will to talk about some programming shit. And the agreement is that they're going to make some catering for the mom to make up for it. However, once the catering is made, he steals at least half of the tray for personal consumption while he works on the program.
Just putting them down.
And high off her supply. Yep.
Did you see the plate? I laughed out loud when I saw the plate because there was like 22.
It was like you know, like on New Year's, like you go to Costco and you get the giant box of hors d'oeuvres that you just pop in the oven. It was like a whole sleeve of those just on a plate.
What I thought was great about that was they had established earlier in the movie that Phil doesn't cook, can't cook, burns waffles, gets Chinese takeout, and then she shows up. It's like, I got everything you need.
Yeah.
He's
got flour, yeast potentially. Yeah.
Soft pastry, everything. Gouda.
That's true. Well, that's the thing is that Duffy looked into the pantry before he set the families up. He was like, "This guy never uses flour, and they need plenty of it." So.
That is one smart cat.
Fluffy Duffy. All right, that's what I've got. You guys want to mention anything else? I don't mention too much because I got to catch up.
But I do want to mention that apparently this guy, I don't want to ruin fact or no fact, but apparently there's just dozens of movies like this, and there is a movie called The Talking Horse or something that came out like the same year.
Oh man, really?
He directed a lot of movies,
like 100.
Oh, like DeCrow or whatever his last name is, David DeCrow.
Yeah.
Like that, right?
Yeah, but he goes by a pseudonym when he directs.
Yeah,
because
he doesn't want his name attached to it if it does poorly, and he knows most certainly it will.
Yeah. Well, if I know it, he did a bad job.
while we're queuing up the next segment, I got to find the other movie that he did. It's. Are we doing the ad read? I have no one.
Chris?
Yeah,
that's the last of my offensive. Yeah.
I had one to throw on. When in that same scene, when Phil was talking to Tina, she was talking about how I had this app and databases and algorithms and blah 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 blah. Right? He's like a girl programmer.
Yeah. In 2013.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. But that same year, in addition to the other 12 movies he directed and wrote, there is a talking pony.
A talking pony? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What was the one that we did that was like John Candy as a horse? You think it's
Hot to Trot.
Hot to Trot.
With Bobcat Goldthwait. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And doesn't he say the N word or the F word slur?
He says the F slur.
F slur.
Yeah.
The F slur.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
A talking horse with that kind of mouth.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. Let's throw it to Dave for his ad read.
Well. Just what are you pretty little
listeners
doing out here with no
3 a.m. hot dogs
and to keep you company?
Go ahead.
Today's episode of The Worst Movie Ever Made is sponsored by cats. Do you like animals, but do you wish you could own one that has razor-sharp appendages and hates you? Try a cat. Cats, like dogs, but worse.
Damn.
I like it.
Wow.
I like it.
I don't like it because he just pissed off half our audience. Yeah. Statistically, half of them are cat people. The other half are dog people. You know who I think is a cat person?
Yeah.
I think Bob must be a cat person because he's got a shirt on that says Duffs, and the main character is the cat named Duffy. I think
that was a very good point.
That was seriously not on purpose, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
No, this is my.
Don't you love happy little accidents?
Yeah.
This is my first teaching game.
Had in his bed last night.
Oh, it's better than the one Rob's kid had in the tub.
Oh. If I could find the picture, I'll resend it to the group chat. It was like my forearm from my from my then 3-year-old who only weighed 25 pounds at the time, and he just laid a chud in the tub that was the size of my fucking forearm.
It looked like Ghost Rider's flaming chain. Insanely long. I did not understand that.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much to Cats for joining the pod this week.
Yes.
And we can understand why you'd hop on this one. So thank you, Dave, for giving us that read. Our special guests have been known to read the ad reads because it gives a little more profile to the new people joining the pod. So thank you, Cats, and thank you, Dave. Let's throw it now to test number 3. This is the worst dialogue.
Low testosterone, man boobs.
Those are the things they bring up when they can't think of anything else to say because it's bad dialogue, and this is the worst dialogue.
This thing's just to clarify. The soundboard this is a box. It's a window where I click on things. So it's really weird that it's playing the clips all the way through from the movie, but selectively not playing the music from the bumpers. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Huh.
That is correct.
Obama?
It's got to be.
Huh? All right.
It's probably Iran.
Counterattack. Yeah. The Ayatollah and all that. I don't know.
Right.
Sure. Okay.
Let's do our. Listen, guys. I know I want the runtime to be fast, but the dialogue in this movie was so bad that I had to have an honorable mention this week. Thanks for that, Dave. This is our first, but not number 5. This is our honorable mention. Tutor.
Hello.
Hi, is this Chris Barber from Mr. Garvey's class?
No. I mean, yeah. I mean, I was in Mr. Garvey's class last year, but yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I need to raise my English grade, and he suggested that you could tutor me.
He did? I mean, yeah, he mentioned that thing with, me tutoring of you. Yeah.
So can you?
Can I what?
Tutor me this summer.
In English?
That's the idea.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm good at English, so.
Are you sure?
Yeah, sure, I'm sure. Why, did somebody say something?
I was kidding. Anyway, text me your address. I can come over tomorrow and we'll work out a schedule. My parents can't pay much.
I mean, come on, no payment necessary. I mean, no shoes, no shirt, no service.
What does that mean?
I guess I will, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, cool. Thanks, bye.
Yeah, what?
Amazing.
No shirt, no shoes, no service. Weird, like the script writers are saying, like, let's make a mention of no shirt because we've got an attractive young female, maybe?
Yeah, he wants to slap her titties around.
Yeah, he definitely does. At least the character does. I'm not sure if the actor does. But the most offensive thing about that one is that he has no idea who he's talking to for at least half of the conversation.
Never says her name.
Yeah.
Never says her name. Hey, is this Chris whatever, from blah, blah, blah? I heard you can tutor me. And he's like, yes, whoever you are, I'll do it.
You know what I say?
He could have maybe been clued in. Because
you know what I always say here is there's probably a director's cut where they had that part of dialogue that they had to cut out to help with the runtime.
The director's cat.
The director's cut.
All right, let's run to number 5! Exclamation mark. This is Trent.
What is going on?
Where's the cat?
He's gone. He left when you started yelling and slamming doors. What is going on, Tina?
Ask my brother.
Whatever, Trent.
She literally did not slam any door.
Yeah. Not a single door was slammed.
I watched it like 10 times to make sure that I wasn't giving false information.
Yeah.
There's a part where she walks back into the house and she like steps on a like creaky board or something, and I was like, was that the door? But you can still see the door wide open.
So you've got to find this director's cut, Chris. I know it's out there. They cut out the rampage, but it didn't test well with audiences, so they had to get rid of it,
Maybe so. Yeah, it was poor Duffy, like running full speed away because of the trauma of the moment.
If you have the director's cut to 2013's A Talking Cat, you can email us at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. Thank you for your patronage. Moving on.
Nice subtle plug there. Let's start to number 4. This is The Catering, though.
So you're a chef?
Caterer. I own my own business. Susan's Pantry Country Catering. Do you cook?
Well, a little bit, mostly minimalist. My son doesn't complain, though.
Sorry, I've got to get going. It's a big day for my company today.
Well, I'm sorry. Of course. I just was kind of in the area, and I...
How about another glass of water? I wouldn't want you to get dehydrated.
I'd love some.
Hey, weird, sweaty man who just showed up on my property.
I had all kind of notes about this because
go ahead.
She's like, I gotta go. And he's like, okay. And she's like, no, have a drink of water. Chill out, have a chat. And then she reaches into the oven. Like, where were you? Were you leaving cheese puffs in the oven? Why? I thought you had to go.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Dave just identified the issue that I had with this clip. 1A, she's in a hurry, so she should be leaving, not inviting. 2, the food that she should have had packed already because she's in a hurry and she's leaving is still in the kitchen.
Yes.
So they have no idea what they're doing in this movie. You have to think about the continuity a little bit when you're making a story, I think, right? Apparently
it
not.
Seems like they were. It almost seems like they were like improvising, but just really bad.
Yeah. Right.
Because like she took the thing out of the oven and not realizing it's hot, and then Phil's improv skills are awesome. He like, oh, it's hot.
yeah, true. He's like, that's a good point. And ultimately it didn't matter. So
no,
I guess she got fired because of that cheese puff drop, but happy ending anyway. Let's throw it to number 3. This is tags.
You see, Susan's daughter, Tina, she invented an application that catalogs your wardrobe into a database and then offers you suggestions on some outfits. It also suggests things that you can buy in specific price ranges to augment those outfits. It's all pretty impressive.
But we're dudes, and we're pretty sloppy dudes, too.
Yeah, we just have to change a few of the parameters. Are you ready to give it a try?
Franny's coming by later.
Then I guess we should get started. Come here.
Here.
Okay. Let's see.
Let me get this. Do you need me to?
Yeah, right there. Scan in.
Yep.
Scan in.
Yep.
Scan in.
That's
Scan in.
Yep.
Scan in.
Okay, the incredibly awkward handoff at the end is why that clip was so long.
Yeah,
it was like it was like the guy who was playing Whitaker. That's like Kenneth Whitaker or something like that. The guy playing Phil forgets that he's supposed to hand the device off, which is just like a lamp, like a book reading
like a book
lamp
lamp
that you attach to your book.
It is. Yeah. It is a book light.
It like literally, we know that. Yeah, it's a book light, which you can apparently, it's Bluetooth, and apparently you can use it to scan the cotton polyester blend material. Yeah, and that somehow gives every detail of the piece of clothing to the program. Whatever, he's handing this device off to his son Chris, and they fumble it basically. It's a super awkward handoff, which I loved. But also, I loved when Chris is like, yeah, we're dudes, and like, we're sloppy dudes. And I don't know, the guy who's playing Chris is gay in real life.
All right.
I'm pretty sure of that. And they had to throw in these lines. It seemed like, to me, like he was really trying to convince his father that he was not a homosexual. He's like really trying to avoid swimming with this woman. And he's like really trying to convince his dad that he's a dude. Like, let's order some pizza because we're sloppy guys, right, Dad? We're just like gross, disgusting. Meanwhile, like his wardrobe is immaculate, and his hair is all nice, and he's got his nails like manicured and shit,
Yeah.
But I just imagine other scenes where he's trying to convince his dad. He's like, I just wanted to slap her tits around. You know what I mean, Dad? I stole your terminology, Rob.
That's the second mentioning of slapping tits around on a talking
I wanted to bring you back in on that one.
You're welcome.
Oh, perfect.
It's a family movie.
Well, it's a family show. Let's throw it to number 2. This is Take a Swim.
Who are you?
Oh, sorry. I'm Trent. Tina's brother?
Who's Tina?
I think she's here. Cooking something by the smell of it.
I didn't think that was my dad. I didn't smell anything burning.
Hey, do you think I could take a swim? I walked through the hill and it looks like the best thing I've seen in a long time.
Sure. I was just getting out. Oh, there's some extra towels and gym shorts in the cabana.
I love how Chris lives an extreme life of privilege, and he just hangs shit on his father, who provided that to him every single chance he gets. And it's not like his dad's like abusive or like even like neglectful. He's just like kind of aloof, kind of like a doopy look.
He's aloof,
like a doopy guy.
But he's a good dad. I mean, like later in the movie, she shows up. I think we have a clip, so you'll hear it. But he's like, I'm gonna get out of your way. You know, like go do your thing, man. Like
go slap them titties around.
Yeah.
I won't even be hiding in the bushes
with Duffy.
Yeah, right. Oh man. All right. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, though. How weird is it to walk into somebody's backyard, and then when meeting them for the first time because you're intruding on their property?
Yeah.
How weird is it to ask them if you can take a swim in their pool?
Yeah.
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 Again,
if you're gonna trespass, you might as well go for the gusto, I guess.
I guess. I don't know. I think he read Chris real quick, and he was like, "I will not get shot if I just take my shirt off."
Yeah,
because dude was jack shit. I mean, you know, I love how in the beginning of the movie, I don't say this anywhere else in my outline. Hopefully, this doesn't come up somewhere in your like prepared material, guys. But they're like introducing Dana Daniels or whatever the guy's name is, like he's gonna be a big movie star. Like they give like the introducing Courtney Cox, introducing Matthew Perry, like in movies before they were big on TV or movies, and they were like, we're gonna give him an introducing. Like he wasn't the worst actor I've ever seen. Handsome guy, great ape, but not a movie star. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not a thing. All right, let's throw it to number
1, Daddy.
You know what? Fuck it. You're not hearing the snare roll, right? I played it, but...
Oh, okay.
There we go. All right. I'm not going to play Tears for Fears because that's a technical issue. All right. You got away with it this time, Chris. Here we go.
Thank you. I'm head over heels about that.
What's up with you, Cat?
I'm a talking cat, but I can only talk to a person once. And there's a collar my original owner gave me, buried under a grove of magical trees due north of here. It's near a big fallen tree, and just through a thick hedge, it looks like a fuzzy green wall. That collar is what lets me help people.
That's crazy?
What's so crazy about
it? You're a cat.
You're a human. And one with quite an imagination despite what your sister says.
How do you know that? I don't even know what I'm going to do with my life.
That's the problem with you humans. You're also concerned with knowing the destination. You forget to enjoy the trip.
What does that mean?
Not sure. Heard on TV once. But that thing doesn't really interest me.
My sister knows what she wants, and we're twins.
So you have to take the same path?
No, but I don't even know what I want to do. She's right. I have no imagination.
Here's some behind the scenes, like inside baseball for you guys. It takes a while for the render to come down before I upload it to Spotify for creators, and it's just the right amount of time for me to watch a talking pony on Tubi tonight, which I think I'm going to do.
Oh my God, Rob! Why would you do that to yourself?
Just to feel anything, Chris.
Anger, and only anger. The last companion that you have is the receptor for anger.
There's also a movie called My Stepbrother is a Vampire?
With a question mark, exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark.
Anywho,
what is the obsession with that? Okay, I love when Trent is like, "That's crazy," because it's really poorly acted. But you know what turns out not to be a fuzzy green thing? The collar that they find at the end of the movie. They couldn't even remember what they said earlier. It was like some weird black looking thing.
Yep.
Yeah, on a rock next to a river, not through a hedge, not next to a broken down tree or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
He said completely inconsistent with the directions that were given. And also the whole I'm a talking cat.
Yeah.
Shit. Just awful. This movie's awful. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
No, thank you, Dave. Let's throw it to test number 4, the worst production.
Oh, it's him. Oh. No, it's him.
Production.
Good. Okay. All right. So this is gonna be pretty short. I'm gonna say this has had unclear conflicts to resolve.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna say that's a production issue because, like, the premise, involves a cat who can only speak to people once each and gives them mysterious advice that's supposed to solve their problems. But the problems are like half explained. Like, I'm not creative. What am I gonna do? At best, they're half explained.
Yeah.
And the cat really doesn't do much of anything other than tell the humans like something once, and then he dips. And we've had problems in movies before about a lack of a likable protagonist, but this one just has a lack of a true protagonist. Like, there's only major characters. It's kind of like Reservoir Dogs. Like, there's no minor characters. But in that movie, they all had a clear, problem to be resolved. This is like, there's no clear leader. Nothing helps move the movie forward except for the cat, of course.
Yeah.
But really, it's just a bunch of dialogue, which is why there's so many inconsistencies, because they didn't think of story. They just thought this person says this, then they say something. That's all they did.
Well, you know what they tried to like shoehorn in to make the movie move forward was like a river and some trees and a hiking trail and a rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
like every time
the
they needed to transition from scene to scene, you see like nature.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I don't know why we're looking at this river right now. It has nothing to do with anything. So
there was one minor character. The car.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good call. The guy, the maniac, it was Fred Durst who's driving that car.
Yeah. Getting twisted.
He also lives on the hill.
Yeah.
He was one of 10,000 maniacs driving his car crazily that day. Unclear conflicts to resolve. Yeah, there's really like literally nothing happening.
Yeah.
It's like Napoleon Dynamite, only not on purpose.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. All right, let's throw it to test number 5. This is the worst acting.
Well. Just what are you pretty little things doing out here with no man to keep you company?
Oof, that's some really bad acting. It fits right in with the worst acting.
Number
1.
That's weird.
What do you do when you like a girl? Oh, I did see a cat, that one.
Yeah, me too.
It's weird, right?
Hey, let's go order that pizza, huh?
Yeah, I'd like that.
Nice. We are just a couple of titty-slapping dudes ordering pizza.
Hey, I thought I saw a cat earlier. There it is. Kind of weird, huh? Okay, now on to the next scene. Let's go. All right, how about number 2? This is Talking Cat.
You said the title of the movie.
Question mark?
Read your beeping machine.
Who said that? Trent, are you messing with me?
It's not Trent, it's me.
You're a cat.
Read your machine.
And you're talking? How? Who? What?
Tina.
Yes?
Tina, please, read your machine.
My computer.
Yes.
Why?
I said please.
Yes, but you're a cat.
I'm a cat with good manners, so please read your machine. I can only speak to you once, it's the rules.
Okay. I will. Thanks. Right.
Nice.
Yeah, I believe that you're a talking cat now. We've had an established dialogue for 59 seconds, so I'm no longer in disbelief.
Yes.
I don't care that you have, as Dave was kind of pointing out, mid-clip, a black triangle that just appears over your mouth the whole time you're speaking. So he's like the worst voice actor we've ever had on the show. Maybe, I think, right?
I think
Yeah,
so.
I think so.
Munchie was cringy, but better.
Munchie was cringy, but like at least he was standing on his X's. You know, he understood what the point of the movie was. I feel like Eric Roberts had no idea what he was doing and why, and it was like, we need like this segment to be 20 seconds, so stretch it out to 20 seconds. And he's like, I don't know how to space it, so I'm just gonna say things at a pace that makes it stretch out to 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's how they made the whole movie, because he wasn't on set, had no idea what he was doing, just read the lines. Anyway, let's throw it to number 3. All right, I called this one Twice It's So Nice.
We were just told about Duffy.
We were inside and we heard a car slam on its brakes. We found him. The vet has made him comfortable, but
We put him in my room.
Do you mind?
no.
Wow.
He's a good cat.
Yeah, he is.
So there you have it again. That's the cat with a tail whipping back and forth, sitting upright with a bandage on his head.
Yeah.
Like one strand.
In the closing credits, they do like outtakes.
Yeah.
One of
like,
them, it's actually wrapped tight around his head. Like, that's the shot you should have used.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah. His poor skull. We need bandaging to keep it together.
Yep.
Jacob Marley, this cat, until he's fine. But the worst part, I think, of the clip is when they shoot to him. Yes, of course, the bandage and the whipping tail and all that. But then they decide, we really need to sell it, though, because this isn't convincing enough. So they have Eric Roberts go,
Yep.
Like the death thrall of a dying prison inmate or something.
Yep.
And they just put it over the cat, and it just was. I showed my wife. We both had a good laugh, and that's after I rewatched it 6 times, laughing every time. I just don't laugh that much in my life. I just don't. I don't have a sense of humor. But that was hilarious. So anyway, had to do it twice. Let's throw it to a fact or no fact. Bob, we're sticking with you on this one. So why don't you give Dave, Rob, and I the facts?
All right.
Let me tell you something. When Bob hits you with these facts,
Your brains will be squirting out in your ears.
this is fact or no fact.
All right.
So the movie's called Talking Cat, and I called the game Loggin' Facts because we are logging facts. There's actually a pretty humorous amount of things about this movie. I couldn't decide how to narrow it down, so I gave Dave a couple of like facts for the catch-all if he decides to use them. If not, I can throw them in honorable mentions. But
Nice.
there's gonna be 4 of these things are real, and 1 of them is a lie. And you got to see if you can figure it out. Your chances are good because there are 3 of you. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
First one. The luxury house that served as Phil and Chris's house is the same home used in 2 other movies of the same director and 2 adult films.
Oh, wow.
Okay, second one. This movie takes place in 2 major locations, but includes a total of 59 establishing shots. Okay. Third one. The closing credits take 7 minutes and 40 seconds of the movie's 85-minute runtime. Okay. Fourth one. This was the only time Eric Roberts has worked with his director and stipulated that he'd do all his voice work over the phone. And the last one.
Ooh.
The film's music was composed by Harry Manfrendi, who also composed the Friday the 13th theme.
No way.
All right, let's think. Luxury house that served as Phil and Chris's house is the same, used in 2 other movies and 2 adult films. Believable. I mean, like, pristine-looking luxury, like, mansions are typically reused a lot. Probably to the point where people don't even live in them. They're just set pieces, you know?
There was half of a fake taxi in the living room, I think.
Yeah, that's true. I'm inclined to believe the establishing shots because I mean, I didn't count them by any means, but there were a fuck ton of establishing shots, which was probably used to pad runtime. Once again, I wasn't keeping track, but the closing credits were alarmingly close to the 7 minutes and 47 that Bob quoted just now. Only time Eric Roberts worked with the director, he did it over the telephone. I want to say if he was paid and he was able to do that over the telephone, I think he would want to work with him multiple times because that's an easy payday, right? It's like fucking spend an hour on the phone and you're fucking getting a little direct deposit action. And Friday the 13th. I mean, it's a working musician. So I'm not sure if that's real or not, but I mean, it's not the most absurd thing we've ever heard on the show. So I'm going to go with my gut here and say, hey, he's a working musician. Maybe that's just the gig that was offered to him and he's just writing a score and sending it off and getting paid. I'm going to say number 4 is the lie. I want to say Eric Roberts, if given the opportunity, probably worked with the director. I didn't look at the credits for a talking pony. Maybe he's the pony. I don't know. I don't know these things, guys. So number 4, I'm locking in.
You mean a talking pony?
A talking pony?
Dave?
So I'm also sort of like stuck on 4 and 5. So since Rob took 4, I'm taking 5.
All right.
Okay. All right.
It would be funny if we had a 60% chance of winning and we all lost.
Yeah, we're probably going to. I'm not going to double down. I'm curious because I think number 1 was not shot for 2 porns, but I don't know, maybe. And location has
dressed wooden boots.
Yeah.
Nice. Locations. There's 2 locations, but there's 59 establishing shots. I mean, they establish the scenery so many times, but it's a very short runtime. I feel like 59 is a little crazy. But then again, 7 minutes and 40 seconds for the credits. Does that include the little Easter egg they threw in with the bandaging, or does it not?
I think the post-credit scenes are part of the final credits, right? I would say so.
Something tells me, and Bob can tell me because he taught math for so long, even though he's an English teacher now. Are your chances better if if we group 3, 4, and 5 instead of me going rogue and saying 1 and then having 2 and 3 empty and then 4 and 5? There's no
you're making weird quantum rules here, Chris. That
yeah, well, that's the thing is like you know how like when you have 3 choices, there's 3 doors, and you choose one, and then you realize that you choose 3, and then 1 is wrong. It's actually mathematically correct to go to number 2 because now you have a 50% chance instead of the 33 you originally had. So you should switch to 2. I'm wondering if there's some kind of mathematical thing going on here. You know,
for somebody who's got to go to bed early tonight, you're really milking the runtime on this, Chris.
All right, fair enough. I'll go with number 3 because I feel like it's mathematically correct.
All right.
The devil's in the details. The extra facts I have to accompany these are so funny. So yes, it was used for other movies. Two of his movies, one from the 1313 series called Giant Killer Bees, and another one he did called Santa's Summer House. But the porns,
I saw that. Anyway, continue.
The porns were Ass Worship 13 and Dirt Pipe Milkshakes.
Oh wow!
Oh my god, that is fucking amazing.
Make one of those the YouTube video title.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. The second one was a fact. 59 establishing shots. That's just a fact. I mean, there were a lot. The closing credits did take 7 minutes 40 seconds, and in the credits, the casts are listed twice. They show
yes,
the
that's
cast
true.
Twice.
Yeah, that's true. They did. Yeah. Fuck.
Rob wins. They did 11 movies together. But here's a fact: he did record this over the phone in 15 minutes.
See, that's the thing. Like, why would you only do that once? If the guy's paying you to put that little work in, even if it's only a few $100, like that's a good day rate.
Eric Roberts is filmed in most of his other movies. I want to say this might be one of the only ones he did a voice for.
Okay.
Yeah.
The guy that did the original Friday the 13th, 1980 theme did do the music for this.
Wow, because the music in this is terrible. The music in this is so bad.
Yeah. But like then again, if you're a really good composer and they're like, we need something plinky and stock sounding.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I can knock that out in an afternoon. You're going to pay me $2,000. Like,
yeah, he just like somehow did the music over the phone.
Yeah.
There was some weird music. Like in the closing credits, I think there was like a reggae La Cucaracha. It was really weird.
There was.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
There was.
Very strange.
Well, here's one little fact. You mentioned, Chris, about the actor most likely being gay. The director must have something to do with that community because he was inducted into the Gay VN, which is the Adult Video Network Gay Division Hall of Fame in 2008.
Okay, well, that explains the dirt pipe milkshakes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's the best sentence I've heard all day.
Oh, fuck. All right, let's throw it to the catch-all, in which Dave and I will be throwing it back and forth. So, Rob, take it away with that bumper.
Get the hell down from there!
Don't worry, I'll catch you. Because this is the catch-all.
Kill training grown tigers naked in a meat suit.
My number 5. Why do Phil and Tina have the same laptop? I thought for sure it was going to be budget reasons, but then they're sitting side by side with the same laptop.
That's strapped on the middle.
Yeah, exactly. I thought for sure it wasn't even a laptop when Tina was like playing with it because it looked way too big and clunky and like I didn't understand. I thought it was like a briefcase or something.
Yeah, I think the strap is to block the logo of whatever brand it actually is.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's probably like an Axios or something. But yeah, it wasn't budget. They both had one.
Yeah,
with the strap. Yeah. Go ahead, Dave.
And a book light.
Yeah, book light.
Yes.
I'm actually gonna merge two together because they're thematically similar and one we've talked about already. The first one was that nobody has stranger danger in this whole movie.
Yeah,
old guy shows up. Here's a glass of water. Hey, can I swim in your pool? Sure. Can you teach me to swim? Like it just goes on and on, right?
Yeah.
But corollary to that, this movie it sometimes felt like someone took like a porno movie and just cut out the pre-sex scenes and just strung them all together and like let's throw in a talking cat.
Christ. That is so accurate.
Can you teach me to swim? Oh, can you help me with my business? Chris, you look different. Let's go for a swim first. What if we make tutoring fun? Like it just goes on and on.
It's true. It's true.
What if these cheese puffs led to back shots?
Or milkshakes.
Peace puff milkshakes.
Yeah. Fuck. All right. Number 4 for me is we've likely mentioned this already, which we kind of did, but Eric Roberts sounds like he's talking into a tin can after a back out in a syringe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not only does he sound terrible, but it sounds like he's drunk.
Yeah.
He sounds like he was partying like pretty hard before he did the 15 minutes that he was required to.
That'd be funny if he called the director at like 2 a.m. and say, "I'm going to do it right now. Get ready." It's like, oh shit.
He might have.
Yeah.
Eating
really
a sandwich on the floor like Hasselhoff.
Burger, whatever it was.
Eating other people's sandwiches like Seagal.
Oh my god.
Crashing a helicopter into a Burger King during break. Yeah.
All right, my next one is this is the thing that caught me from the very beginning. These two houses that are down the street from each other. Best I could tell, one's on a tropical island.
Yeah.
And one is a cabin in the mountains in a boreal forest. 2 different ecosystems. And the one driving scene in between them was through like the brushy desert mountains of California. Like, where are these places?
Where the fuck are they on Earth where this would all be true? Right. This is like on the backside of the mountains of California, like right next to the desert.
Yeah.
It's a very...
Who knows?
Yeah. My number 3. I didn't realize that the cat was even hit by a car. Swear to God. First run through, did not even realize that we were supposed to take from that the cat was hit by a car.
I cheered.
They show they show a car turning at high speed again, which was something that they established earlier, which should have clued me into the fact that the cat was getting hit. But the cat is just running away, and then they throw in a "Meow!" Which a cat might do. Anyway, and I had no idea that meant the cat was hit by a car until I saw the bandaged head of the cat.
That cat needed to have Phil-like reflexes. Think about it.
Yeah. True.
My note on that was Chekhov's car, because earlier in the movie,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they showed the gun very early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by golly, they used it kind of.
They sort of kind of did, I guess. I would have loved it if they showed like a dummy cat. Just like a fake cat getting hit by the car, but like...
And in a cat costume going like...
Director's cut.
With the little button nose and like fucking like wire ears.
Go ahead, Dave.
Okay. So let's see. And the end credits. So the beginning of the end credits, it wasn't just the names, right? It was like 3 or 4 shots of Phil being fun and cute, with his name, and then it reminded me of something from like my childhood, 80s, the 90s, whenever it was, TV shows, movies. I couldn't pin it down. Can you guys like make that memory real? Like what is that like?
Sitcom intros, like Alf, when like they say the action and then they like wave to the camera, right? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, that's what I got off of it too. I don't know which specific one you're talking about though, Dave. I wish I could land
the Waltons or like
like the airplane closing credits were like that. I think they kept showing what some of the actors did in different scenes when they showed their names, maybe something like that. But opening credits for sitcoms, definitely.
When she is like patting his tummy, it might as well have been like, everywhere you look, when you're lost out there and you're all alone. Yeah, I felt that. If you know what Dave is specifically talking about, though, why don't you email us, Rob? Where?
www.theworstmovieevermade.com. That's our website. It's a Linktree page, and there's a little envelope there, which is the universal sign for email. You click that, and then the little thing opens up, and you get right in your web, right in there. That's how stuff works.
Anyway, my number 2 is unless she has each side of her house painted different colors, and there's drastically different landscape on both sides. There were 2 different establishing shots for one house.
Yes, there were.
There is like a dug-in brown house on the side of a hill, and then there is like a exposed blue house on the other side of the hill. And I don't know which house is hers, and who lives in the other one, or maybe she's just... I mean, she did take that hotel pan out of the oven without mitts, so maybe she is fucking nuts. For all we know, they are huffing cat piss as far as I'm concerned. So maybe she does have 2 different colors to her house, and it just happens to be really dug into that hill. Who knows? But it probably doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm. She's got cheese puff money.
Yeah.
That's the guest house.
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
All right, so at one point, Phil is wearing a T-shirt that says "Un pinche dia a la vez." Google says that translates to 1 pinch day at a time. 1 pinch day, and I'm like, that can't be right.
No, it's not right. You know why?
Why?
My number 1 is Phil had on it that said "Un pinche dia a la vez," which translates to 1 fucking day at a time.
That's why Google didn't translate
Yes, that's right. I had the same exact number 1, only mine translated to 1 fucking day at a time, which is not family friendly whatsoever. So I don't know, maybe a little edgy for this movie, but they assumed no one would look it up. But then why would you do that?
So 12 years later, 4 people can get together and talk about it on a podcast.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Dave has the sensitive material content blocked down on Google. I think that's what I'm taking away from that.
Safety first. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Like, if you search this movie, you're gonna see a bunch of gay guys slapping tits. You don't want to see that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's throw it to what we're watching, please.
He's lineman. Told you I'm a lineman now.
Lineman.
We're not cable guys. We're linemen.
He's a lineman. Like you.
Okay, I need to watch something else. This is what we're watching.
Yep.
My number 1 is Trainwreck, Woodstock '99. It's a documentary on.
I want to watch that.
Yeah. Everyone keeps telling me to watch it.
Is that the one where boomers are like, "Yeah, we charged $19 for a water bottle, but we're going to blame Limp Bizkit for the riots"? Is that the?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. That was like the first concert where the person selling the bottles had complete control over the pricing, and they went like astronomical for 1999. And they didn't allow anyone to bring in water, and then they like cut the funding for cleaning up the porta potties and the trash. So the entire place is just like a giant like whirlpool of trash in the middle of a shit infested high priced like bottle of water arena where everyone is angry anyway because that's the music style, and then it turns into a giant like LA riot, and everyone's surprised about it.
Yeah,
somehow. It's like
fun fact.
I would be pissed too.
Former guest host Chad Smith was at Woodstock '99 and got hit in the head with a hammer. And he had to go to first aid.
Which was completely overrun.
And of course, I asked him, like, were you in the dock? He's like, no, I wasn't in the dock. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Also, I downloaded for $30. I got Elder Scrolls Oblivion. I love Skyrim. Apparently, the one before it was Oblivion in 2006. They remastered it for PS5. So that's what I'm going to be doing with my time. So next week when I don't have something I'm watching, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bob.
Last week, I was Milo was over every night. We were cooking, we were watching movies, we were doing camp, and then ever since then, I've been busy prepping for this trip. So my watch list is short bursts. Hey, there's Dave.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, Dave's here at the house. So I found on Tubi they're showing Black Jesus, and if you've never seen Black Jesus, it's not a big commitment. There's 3 seasons. The third one's not worth watching. The first 2, the episodes are 19, 20 minutes each.
All right.
It doesn't stop. It's just like you're going to be entertained for the whole 20 minutes. It's really, really good. And they balance scripture and humor and irreverence so perfectly.
Nice.
And then I've been rewatching. Well, not rewatching. There's a show called Psych that came out in the 2000s.
Yeah.
And it's on Peacock, so I can see all of them. And I never really saw the first season, so I'm kind of starting there. Because once I got into the show, I was several seasons in. So but it's a great show. It's not worth describing. It's a comedy. It's perfect for around our generation because of the references and the thing they talk about. But it's just really, really funny.
Okay.
It's a guy pretending to be a psychic. That's what it is.
Cool.
Oh, nice. Okay, love that. Cold to read.
So it's on the poll. I'm not sure where it's at right now, but I mean, for the audience, I'm not sure where it's at. I know it probably didn't win. I watched 28 Days Later because I'm going to be seeing 28 Years Later at the drive-in probably this weekend, and it's one of my favorite post-apocalyptic films of all time. It's expertly done, hardly any rape, Chris, and it's solid. It's a solid zombie adjacent flick done on a budget, which uses the power of imagination to really paint a horrifying picture of how society would crumble in a very short amount of time. And then I've been rewatching The Bear in preparation of season 4, which drops they're dropping all 10 episodes of season 4 in 2 days. And I don't like doing the watch 10 episodes in one sitting. They do it by design because I have a really good memory, but people just can't retain a 10-hour watching block, which means they're going to watch it again. Whereas I'll do 2 a night, but then you can't go online because there's spoilers because everybody watched all 10 and they're writing reviews and shit.
Right.
But
that's
so I'm catching up. It is a really good series. It's a good dramedy. It's really good when you're looking for escapism, but you're like, no, you know what? My days are rife with anxiety. I want to experience more of that, as loudly and as frequently as possible when I'm trying to wind down at the end of the day. So that's what I'm doing right now. Dave,
I want to defend 28 Days Later because one, it was ahead of the zombie craze. I think they did it first.
Yeah, they did.
But also, that's Danny Boyle. He did Train Spotting. He did. He's great.
Yeah.
So I will watch. This is one sequel I will watch. I will see 28 Years Later when it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
I won't. Fuck that.
Missing out.
Dave, how do you feel about 28 days, years, months?
I avoid most scary movies because I have an exaggerated jump scare reflex. So, but if it doesn't have a lot of that, I might consider it.
Yeah. Good world building. I hate world building and drawing things out over multiple installments, but I gotta say they got it on lock. They do a really good job.
Yeah.
Anywho,
so we watched it.
So I recently saw on Netflix they released the latest season of Love, Death, and Robots. Anybody who hasn't seen that, it is an animation anthology collection. They're between 7 minutes and 25 minutes. I think a couple go a little longer. Very different animation styles, good storytelling. They usually have some element of gross or horror or sci-fi or something in it. Some of them are real head scratchers. Some are a little philosophical. Some are tragic. They're just good watches. They're really eclectic and really interesting, and I'm liking this season too.
I hear it's like a spiritual successor to heavy metal. I
guess so. I guess so. Yeah. There's the DNA of that is in there, but the thing that I told my wife, she doesn't want to watch any of that stuff, but I told her, I said, look, any one of these, if I like it, I can't have any more because it's a 10-minute short and that's it. Yeah. Or if I don't like it, I go, well, that wasn't so much. So.
Well, that's how
you should watch
Invincible.
Yeah. And Dave, if you like that, you should watch Sturgill Simpson's Sound and Fury. Because it's also it's anime and rock. It's an outlaw country album that was supplemented with an anime. It's on Netflix. It's pretty fucking sick.
That sounds cool.
Great.
Major boobage.
Major boobage. Yeah, speaking of snorting cat piss,
cheesing.
Yeah.
The Boobarium in Nipopolis.
All right, let's throw to bad credit names.
Which,
Quick
by
one.
the way, you put cut names, not cat names.
Yeah, because it's time. Oh, whoops. Yeah, right.
I found the right one.
Squeaky, Janice Peebles, Frank Garbutt, and fuck you, Eric Roberts.
All right, there you go. That's all I got. Let's throw it to the offensive minigame.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes things sound offensive,
Hell, training grown tigers naked in a meat suit.
but it's for us to figure out if it is or not with the offensive minigame.
Jim Cotta dropped.
I love the Jim Cotta drop.
I know. Yeah, honestly, it's
never going away.
This is the last
stream.
This is the last of these bumpers because this is the last bad movie of season 22. 22.
I will enjoy pulling clips from a talking cat. Yes, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Please also pull the Jim Cotta stream though, so we don't lose it.
Yeah.
That
So
one
I
I
gotta
can't.
use it. So, yeah, it's gonna be there.
It could be a meow.
all right. Meow.
There it is.
Splat.
Yep.
All right, so this is Time Cut, and what are we watching? A talking cat.
Yeah.
Fucking over future father from Time
Okay.
Cut,
All right.
or avoiding daughter delusions.
Father.
Yeah, I think murdering someone's daughter on a different timeline is a lot more egregious than kind of like validating or invalidating someone's feelings for a moment.
Being his daughter and being like, I know you already lost a daughter, but because it's convenient for me, I'm gonna make you lose another one. It's pretty fucking offensive.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Fuck that movie.
All right. Speaking of Time Cut, butterfingering her time box, or the hot hotel pan handoff.
Oh.
I'm gonna go to hotel pan because like I understand why product placement exists. I'm not that jaded where it's like, oh, you need funding and like that's a good, easy plug for like a teen scream. Whereas like the oven mitt one, that's a massive oversight.
Yes, it is. It is.
So that's my logic
on
on that.
many levels.
Pan.
Yeah.
Bob, Dave.
Pan.
Yeah.
Go on, Pan. Okay.
Cheese
That
puffs.
wins. Okay. Let's flip it. The pile of puffs, or suggesting sister slaughter.
Once again, I think the
the
eating a little bit of
slaughter.
cheese or murdering somebody. I want to go with the murder.
Right. I mean,
Yeah,
she's
we all
like,
do.
yeah, she's like, if my sister doesn't get stab death and agonizing pain outside of a party, then I won't exist. I think. I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, she was killed with a sickle.
Probably.
But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah. So that's the deal. She's like,
all right.
My sister has to either die by sickle, or maybe I won't exist. I don't know. Flip of a coin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay.
Chris.
Yeah.
You're gonna find out that time travel doesn't really work that way. Did I get the vocal fry right?
Wait, yeah. Wait, get my attention once again. Only do it via abuser.
Ooh, yeah, good call. I forgot about that. Here we go.
Chris! 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 Chris!
Okay, well, I think that was Phil saying Chris. Like, but I can't hear it. So, I just clipped the abusers where Phil repeatedly says my name over and over again because I'm full of myself.
Yeah,
that I thought would be pretty funny. All right, so let's throw it to the movie comparison.
Sure. Okay. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry, guys. I think it's time to compare the movies and get the hell out of here. We've been through enough.
Your hook's cut out because your knees are too close to the pole. Y'all learned that on the first day.
Fuck you guys.
Came through clear that time.
Fuck you guys. It was Christmas Day. Time cut or a talking cat? Bob. 5-star on time cut. Bob. 4.5 star on a talking cat. Wow.
I don't want to have a whole season's worth of time cut clips, so let's try skewing this.
I know, but it won time cut and or won the pitch and it won the offensive.
Yeah.
So it's 2-0. What had worse dialogue? Definitely a talking cat.
Yes.
Yes.
Without doubt. Yeah, Dave?
Yeah.
Cat dialogue alone.
Yeah, for real. The production. Genre defying, but not in a good not the good kind. That's for time cut.
Yep.
Or unclear conflicts to resolve. For
I'm gonna go talking cat. Because as bad as time cut was, there was at least an objective. They just screwed the pooch in every conceivable way. But I think that at least they had a conflict compared to a talking cat, which didn't.
Yes, agreed.
No.
Acting, I think a talking cat was worse.
Talking cat.
Oh yeah.
All right, we're edging out now. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. We're 3-2. We're 3-2. We've got a great demerit for time cut. If you don't remember, I'll tell you in a minute. But we need to establish a demerit first for a talking cat.
Black triangle cat mouth thing.
Yes. Okay.
Bathroom voiceover. I don't know.
Like
I want some version of.
Yeah.
Yeah. God. Yeah. All true. No, I don't know. My brain's not working enough. I like the black triangle cat mouth. But
yeah.
Is that what we're going to call it? The black triangle cat mouth?
Voice. I mean, yeah, because like the voice acting was bad enough, but then like it was literally just like I don't even like it was. What the fuck was that?
How about cat talking on low tech, no rules?
Well, it was
cat
a South Park cat mouth.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Low tech.
So
no
what
rules.
are we doing, cat?
Low tech cat mouth. Yeah.
Low tech, no rules.
Low tech, no rules. I like it.
South Park.
South Park. Yeah.
Yeah.
Black hole.
It'd have been funnier if you had a flapping head.
Yeah. Canadian cat.
Geometry.
Meowie.
I'm not your buddy, guy.
I'm putting cat talking low tech. What is that? It's literally just wrote it. I don't know what that says. Cat talking low tech. No low tech. No.
Low tech. No rules. Yeah.
Okay. Cat talking low tech. No rules. South Park. Black hole geography. How's that sound? I promise I'll get it down a little
concise.
bit.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Very concise.
Brevity's the soul of whatever the fuck that was. Yeah.
All right. What's worse? Cat talking low tech, no rules, South Park black hole geometry, or trouser ham fisted advertisement?
No,
trouser ham fisted. Yeah, let's do the cat. Yeah. I was gonna say that, but then I already like was apologetic about the product placement like 5 minutes ago, so I don't want to contradict myself.
Okay.
You were.
Well, I'm glad because that would have washed it. So we're going cat talking low tech, no rules, South Park black hole geometry.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just wanted to say one more time. So the worst movie of the season. Then thank you so much, Dave, for coming on, giving us this black hole of a movie. Yeah. A talking cat.
Why don't you come back in 9 weeks or 10 weeks and we'll do My Stepbrother's a Vampire?
Deal.
Let's do another movie where one of the main actors or actresses is conflicted with their sexuality, because that's what Dave brings on to the pod, and we're never sure what to do with it. And it's always good.
Yeah,
It's
it was
always
Willy
a good
Nilly last
episode.
time, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This time it was like you can't swim unless your dick's hard, and so we're glad to have you.
You can't slap any tits until you have at least 3 cheese puffs.
No, but honestly, these are our best episodes, Dave. Thank you so much for coming on. We'll have you anytime. You want to come back next week or in 2 months? You do that. We're happy to have you. Worst of the season, the Talking Cat, because you did pick a good movie for our pod. Next week, we're talking about a good movie.
Goodfellas is the good movie.
Goodfellas.
That's a good
movie. It's a little long on runtime, but fuck, it's a great movie. I'm sorry. I know it's got all your typical characters that dominated the 90s, 80s even, for actors, the people you talk about. For being in good movies, here's the reason. It's because Goodfellas exists, and we're going to talk about it. It's one of my favorite movies. I can't wait. Thank you so much, Dave, again, for joining us. Rob, why don't you plug us? And then we'll throw it to Dave's last word.
Yeah. Before I plug www.theworstmovieevermade.com, I'm going to let you guys know I am launching my 28 Days Later Appreciation podcast, in which I talk about 28 Days Later for 28 days straight. So that'll develop soon. Yeah. But otherwise, www.theworstmovieevermade.com. We're on socials. We are on Spotify feeds. Instagram, your TikToks, your TikToks. Are we on Google Plus, guys? Probably not, right?
Probably. I don't know.
No, okay. All right, or Friendster. Okay, well, yeah, we're on Instagram and TikTok. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple. We're on Google. We're on whatever podcast app you use. We're on YouTube. We're on YouTube. If you don't have Spotify, you don't want to pay for premium, you can watch it for free without a subscription. There's probably ads. I don't know. I don't watch my own show on YouTube. I watch it on Spotify because it's more streamlined. But I'm not you. You're not me. Audience, listeners, friends. So pick your platform of your choosing, and there may or may not be ads. I don't know. I think if it's over 10 minutes, they put in some shit. I don't know. Get back to me. Email us at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. Dave, what's your last word?
Before I give the last word, I want to say thank you guys for having me. It was great to be here and to bring the ringer. So the final word is actually 3 words. The final word is cheese puff milkshake.
Thanks for listening, guys.
But what we're watching next week, I will find dirt bike culture.
Do you guys hear that music coming through?
No. Nope.
Really?
Not even a little bit.
Dude, if I have to edit this shit in the post, I'm gonna fucking this.
If you can hear it, it should be good. You're recording.
What I can hear is
Same here.
Yeah.
But my green box is flashing though. But
let me see that green box.
Yeah, but that's your mic.
Yeah, but the soundboard lights me up too. That's coming from my channel. Huh.
Uh-oh.
It might be a long night. Anywho, thanks for listening. I'm gonna get Jelly School out of here.
Not Jelly School.
It's not letting me tab over. Why can I tab over? This is all being recorded. I can't tab over to Jelly School. What is happening?
I don't know, but
this is the director's cut. This is all the